Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time I've got 3 replays for you in a Tier 8 French medium premium tank, the Super Sherman. It's the rank 100 reward in the season pass they're giving away, so it's a free earn-up tank you can get from completing the season pass. And what do I think of it? Well, I do quite like the tank, but my only real thing, my gripe with it, to be honest with you, is it basically has 390 alpha. Now, at the time, I think this was one of the first medium tanks which got 390 alpha. Even many of the heavy tanks didn't get that on the premium line. And it was quite a novelty, and it was like, yeah, it was really good. It had low penetration, it's only got 200 penetration on the APCR and 250 on the heat, but does have fantastic shell velocity. But yeah, it was good. It was good because of that reason. But nowadays, there's so many other premium tanks out there which has got 390 alpha that it's kind of made this tank a little bit. It's got power crept really. You know, you've got the Dragon that's got 390 alpha. It's also got the Hesh rounds actually, which is more, and it's more mobile than this tank. Got more gun depression, better camo, just all round better tank. You know, you then got the the Type 59-2. It's essentially got the same gun, but it's quicker. It's got more armour. It's got better turret. This tank doesn't really have much armour to speak of at all, to be honest with you. And you're not going to bounce many shots in this tank. As well as the fact that it's quite tall, it's a little bit awkward to use. So that's the only really thing. I mean, you've even got, like, let's say, the Inferno. I mean, that's got 440 alpha and like a fantastic turret. So there, that's my only thing. I mean, if you take those things away and you just look at the tank itself, it's still a fun tank to play. Definitely a good tank to earn. It's just a little bit outclassed nowadays. You know, comparing to the other tanks which have got 390 alpha. It's just, at the time, this was a unique feature for this tank, and now there's so many that have that. It's kind of just, yeah, it's been outclassed now. There's a lot more which is sort of better tanks to get. But having said that, as a free earn tank, it's still quite a good one to have. It's fun to have a Super Sherman. I like the look of the tank, and yeah, so we're on the first game here. There on Cliff, we managed to pick up a little bit of damage from the middle. It was on the encounter, and we've got picked up like 3 kills already, I believe. I'm a little bit scared of these 2 fun police. Because obviously, yeah, like I say, this doesn't have any armour, so if you do get hit by artillery or things like that, it's gonna hurt. But we picked up another kill there, but even at the 4th kill, we're kind of really, destroying the enemy team really at the moment, to be fair. So it's kind of like a situation I want to try and move in now. I managed to keep a lot of my hit points, but I want to try and get in the rest of the damage. I'm just waiting for a few of my teams to move in so we can engage these medium tanks around the back. They're kind of trapped in an awkward situation. We've got us coming behind them now, and there's also sort of brawling in the front. So now I've got support. I'm hoping I can come around and pick up a little bit more damage, because I need to get the damage in quickly, because otherwise there's not going to be much left to be had. So we're coming around. We've seen the Emil 1. We're hoping he's not paying attention. He isn't. We slap one in. We just pull back. We actually managed to get the track there, so pick up a bit of track assistance. Then we just got this Panther to deal with, and it's just a case of swarming him, making sure we land our shots and we don't miss any shots. It is a tier 8 lobby, so it's not too much of a problem having the low penetration, because that is the thing. If you get into like the tier 10 matchmaking, that 200 penetration on the APCR can become a little bit of a problem. And you don't really, you only have 250 on your heat as well, so it's not fantastic. The Brass has put 2 shots into me, but we're now on the reload, so unless this fun police kills me, we know we've got him. And there was only 2 tanks remaining now, and we're just going to try and rush over there as quickly as we can. The heavy tank is spotted. Maybe we'll get a shot in, maybe we won't, but we've got a good chance of hopefully spotting the fun police at least, and maybe pick up assistance or get a extra shot in. We're going to go for a shot on this Bagetto. We're looking for see if we can get a small shot in, and we snap that one and pick up another kill. That was a very fortunate kill. I think RMG was with me in this game. So it's 1 fun police left. It's pretty obvious where he's going to be. There's only 2 places he can be now. So we're just going to push down I'm keeping my gun aimed in because I'm thinking at this point I'm not going to get the spot because the other tanks are quicker. Because it's not a particularly quick medium, to be honest with you. It's not terribly slow, but it's not that fast either. There's a Hummel. We get one shot in, picking up our 7th kill of the game. So yeah, that was quite a nice little kill to pick up at the end. What did we do? 4,000 damage. I think we got a little bit of assistance, 600 assistance and 7 kills. So that's it for the first replay, but yeah, quite a quick one, but I'll see you in a minute for the second replay. Okay, so here we are for the second replay of the video. We are on Himmelsdorf and it is a tier 9 game with no thumb police in the game. So when I'm playing solo, I tend to like to go to the central location of the map because from there I can get shots through the middle, potentially get shots on up until the hill, and I can really just sort of relocate what I'm going to do depending on where the enemy are positioned. So I get a nice early shot into the tortoise at the start, which is brilliant. Getting nice to get damage on the board, and then because this tank is quite tall, you are able to sort of use this position at the start to poke over and get shots in. Sometimes if you're like a low profile tank, you can't quite look through those gaps. But I'm not conscious that our friendly team, we don't really have much presence on the hill. So you do have to be a little bit careful if you stay where you are because if the enemy team wins the hill, they can get shots onto you. So that's why I moved to this location, so I've got more cover potential for that. But then this UDES, I'm not entirely sure is thinking there, but thank you for the free kill. But yeah, so from here, now if they get onto the hill, I can use this like building here as a bit of protection. That's why I've relocated back to this sort of location because a lot of our team are all sitting camping down the 1-2 line. And this is what I mean, this light tank's come round. If I was in the other location, he could farm me. But thankfully I've moved back. I've got a shot in. I didn't actually get detected, which is great. But if I do get detected, I can move back and get into a little bit of cover, and I've got a little bit where I can hide. I was looking for a shot into that tortoise. Unfortunately, he's protected himself by the hiding his cupola, and I'm now falling back into this rock, unfortunately getting trapped onto the scenery to protect myself from the enemy teams which is on the hill. I suspect there's more than this hawk there. I try and finish off the hawk because I wanted to get rid of him, and there you go, that the paladin has shot at me from the hill. Fortunately he missed, but now we know where they're located, so we're looking to try and get some shots into them if we can, but I suspect they're pre-aiming at me, so I'm trying to lose my spot just so I can get, try and get shot into them undetected if I can. We get a lovely shot in through the paladin, and that's, this is where the 390 alpha is nice because I'm rolling over 400 and it just feels like you're really slapping them when you're hitting tanks with that 400 alpha. We've got a slim shot into the KV4's cupola, but the chances of me penning that with APCR are slim. So I have swapped, well, especially at distance, so I have swapped to the heat shells to sort of deal with that KV4. Unfortunately I eat one off the light tank and I missed my shot because I didn't have the velocity because I'm firing the heat and it doesn't have very good velocity in this tank. So yeah, that's when I'd want my APCR back to handle that, but I'm planning to see if I can get some shots into that KV4 if I can. So there you go, I missed that shot. We do swap back to APCR now because I can pen the paladin with APCR. Also, I really want to get rid of this one-shot hawk because he's just been a bit of a pain and a bit of a nuisance. I chance it that he's still there, and he is, and thankfully I'll pick up a lovely blind kill. And that's something always to look out for when you're playing. If you was in that hawk's position, you just got to be aware that people can still shoot you just because you're going undetected. That doesn't mean you're not there. So if someone's got, can think about it a little bit, then they're probably going to chance the blind shot. We missed the cupola of the KV4. It was a slim shot, but now we've got this tortoise pushing through the middle as well, which we can see in the mini map. I'm trying to see if we can get a little slimmest shot at this KV4 cupola, which we do, and yeah, now we're going to pull back, but we've obviously just realised this tortoise is pushing around. So we get one into him as he moves around, rolling for like over 400 there. That's such a nice roll. And you really, you can rack up the damage when you start rolling for those, above 400 each shots. We see if we can get one onto the KV4 to put him onto a one shot. It was never that likely to happen, but we take the chance anyway. And now we've got this tortoise, and we've got this, I think we've got a 705 to our right as well, which he's kind of pinned in there at the moment. We get one shot into the Skoda, and yeah, a little bit concerned obviously that, you know, the heavy tank is going to have, to my right, that his object's going to have a big alpha gun. So I don't really want to get slapped by this, because like I say, you don't bounce shots in this tank. It doesn't really have any armour. Tortoise comes back to give me another shot, which is nice, and that puts us on to just over 3,000 damage. We're pulling back round because KV4's got shots onto me at the hill. Try and get another one into his cupola. Unfortunately, don't manage to do that. I'm trying to, at the moment, I'm trying to dodge the KV4 shot, but also just being aware that there is a Skoda there left on a one shot. So I don't want to get clipped out by that guy. I would really like to take care of him or get rid of us, because obviously he can clip me out at the moment. So yeah, I got an opportunity to take him out. Unfortunately, it doesn't. If I had the APCR in there, might have got that shot in. Unfortunately, the heat, yeah, I had it because of the heavy tank, obviously. I'm pushing in now to just try and take these guys out. As we do, we spot this Panther. There's only 3 tanks remaining. We try and get one into his sidewall. We bounce it because he's angled slightly, and obviously I only have 250 heat, so I'm not going to pen every time. But I'm trying to hug this wall so they can't get shots onto me. But at this point, it's only 2 tanks left. It's 2 versus 9, so we're just going to move in, make sure we aim this shot in, and finish off the Skoda. Now we've just got the Dragon, who's pretty healthy. Obviously, I've got lots of tanks coming back with me, so I'm just pushing straight in to pick up as many damage as we can. We can eat 2 shots off of him, which means we can probably put 2 in to him in return, unless he was firing Hesh, which he could pen me on with Hesh. Thankfully, I just absorbed a shot into the track. I'll get another shot in, and that brings us to an end for the second replay of the video. So let's see how we got on. We got 4,000 damage, 3 kills, 1900 base XP, and 1,300 assistance. But yeah, we've got one more to come, so I'll see you in a bit for the final replay. Okay, so here we are for the final replay of the video. We are top tier, no fun police on Pilsen. So yeah, there's no fun police, which is brilliant. Top tier, which is good because we have low penetration. So we're going to see what we're going to do. I'm going to go to the sort of usual position on the opposite side of the map, which I prefer to take from this spawn, just because unless, you know, yeah, in this sort of version of the spawns as well, unless you're pushing straight over to the other side of the map, which I don't really have the speed to do, and I don't really want to attempt that. This is probably the preferred location because I seem to find more shots on this side. So we're going to pop over. We don't have a lot of support, but we have a few tanks. Someone's just taking a bit of an angle at A1, which is good because now we've got a crossfire. And I'm going to see if we can get some shots. Now, this Tiger 1 is sort of full centre cross, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. Because now I can try and get some shots into this guy as he's crossing through. We managed to get 2 shots into him, putting us up to just under 800 damage. It looks like he's not going to stop there, so we're going to try and get another shot into him if we can, and we do, finishing him off, putting us on to just over 1,000 damage. Yes, that's good. We've also again got this KV122. He's stuck in the open. We managed to miss his shot, which is great, and we get one in return of our own. And now we're going to try and get a shot into his VK32M. Putting us up to 1,800 damage already, so we've got a really nice location for us, and this position's working quite well. We do eat one there because we wanted to make sure we took our time to aim the shot, and annoyingly now this Carnarvon's kind of taken my location from me. He's probably stopped me getting a shot of damage in there, which is a bit frustrating, and it's just going to make it a little bit awkward for me now that he's done that. But what can I do? It just means I've got to expose myself a little bit more because he's taken my location. But I managed to get one in there, getting myself up to 2,600, taking out the Super or the Hellcat 105, I believe. And now we've got this Emil 1. I'm looking for a shot on the lower plate. I'll get one in. I want to try and back in now because I don't want to get clipped out by that guy. But we had a decent start to this game. It's putting us on sort of 3,000 damage already. I've got to be a little bit careful up poking here, because if I get shot from the TDs on the right, which potentially have shots, but I'm trying to work in as many shots as I can. And we get one for the cupola of this KV85. The Gronage is a little bit of a problem for me because, like I say, he's got decent armour. I was struggling to pen him with 200 APCI. See, I bounced off of his cupola. So I have swapped to the heat, because now at least I will be able to go through the cupola or the you know, the little tumours in the front. I'll be able to get through those, and we do manage to get one in through the cupola, putting us under 4,000 damage. It's a fairly close game. I'm just thankful that I've got these shots in front of me and there's no fun police. Because if it was fun police in this match, I can't really sit here like I'm doing, because I'll just get shot, which is a bit of a problem. But you know, as I don't have to worry about that, I can kind of use my my gun depression. Because it does have, I think, I can't remember what it has. I think it's got 8 degrees of gun depression, this tank. But it's kind of an awkward shape to use it. But in situations like this, you know, the fact that I'm being quite tall, it's not causing too much of a problem. But it can be a bit of a hindrance. It's just an awkward shape to use. You know, you're quite tall at the front. But here it's worked out okay. I just really want to try and get some shots in to finish that heavy on the left, so I don't have to keep worrying about getting shots on the side. He's also going to light me every time he pokes around that corner. So at this point I'm thinking, you know what, I need to try and deal with that guy. So I'm going to turn and try and get a different angle to take him out. Unfortunately I'm getting sort of spun out by this Carnarvon, so I'm just going to wait until he's turned so that I can move. It has meant I've now got in front of that TD. It's all got a bit of a mess trying to get around this location, but I need to get rid of this heavy tank so we can move on with the game. I don't want to be stuck here any longer if I can help it, because you know, that's when you could potentially start losing if you like losing the other side, etc. You know, I want to just try and clean up this side as quickly as I can. Have a decent, you know, game so far. We've got 4.5k damage, and there's still 7 tanks left, so there's still options to get more damage in this game if we can. This general's pretty healthy, but I can't push over there to get shots without getting shot by the TDs sort of on their hill and on their base, so I'm not going to attempt to cross there to get shots. I'm going to try and go around this side and see if we can get any injury shots into anything there, potentially. As I do that, this Swedish TD comes out of nowhere, and I managed to get that shot in before he gets one into me, which is handy. And now you know, it's a 8 versus 3. So it's just sort of mop up time at this point. But like I say, I've got over 4,000 damage, but I want to try and land a couple more shots if I can. It'd be nice to get over the 5,000 mark. We've got this SU, and we're ahead of our pack, so we've got a good chance that we're going to get there before our enemy team and get that damage in. We can eat one shot of this guy if necessary, but he's not looking, and we managed to shut him down, picking up another kill. There's only one little tank left. It's that SU 101. We've still got the heat shells loaded, but I didn't really have time to swap shells. I didn't want to lose that reload. We get one in there, and I'm trying to get the reload in before my enemy team can get to him, see if we can pick up another kill. We're aiming in, and thankfully we just managed to pick that up, bring this to an end of the video. So let's see how we did then. We picked up 5 kills, 5,500 damage, no assistance, ace tanker, high caliber, and just over 2,000 base XP. So yeah, that's it. That's the Super Sherman. So I hope you liked it, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!